How's it going, everyone? Today we are looking to learn the Bloodied Legendary Mod. There's a few other legendaries that we have an opportunity to learn. We're going to be breaking down unstoppable monsters. Before we break them down, you're going to be looking for the plan if you don't already have it learned from, let's say, Daily Ops. There's a few different plans of legendary weapons you can get from Daily Ops that will give you, let's say, these 3 stars that you can make. I'm pretty sure one of them's even a 1 star, but we'll get more into those later. I'm going to learn that unstoppable monster, and then you also need Deathclaw hands. I was able to collect a few, and a huge shout out to people in the community that threw some Deathclaw hands my way. And then another thing you're going to want to make sure is that you have the right perks on. Scrapper is going to make sure that you're getting the resources back, so you can just keep using the same amount of Deathclaws. You can technically make one, break it down, get the resources back, make another, and then Super Duper would allow you to randomly make another one here and there. I've had people ask me if I thought any of this was going to get patched. I don't think any of this is inherently broken. It does cost 2 modules to make these. If anything, if they were to patch anything, maybe Super Duper shouldn't proc, I'm not sure. But I don't think anything, again, is inherently broken by this. You do need to collect modules. Each time you make one of these, it's 2 modules. 2 modules is 200 script. So you're basically using 200 script to make something that you can either break down for 40 script if you make excess. But again, it's just resources that you're throwing in to reroll a bunch of stuff. I think if you were to make a bunch of legendaries too, there's that to consider if you were to break them down afterwards. But let's get to crafting some unstoppable monsters. I have all my perks already ready. I can make 20 at a clip, and they're under the edged melee category. I'll make some comments after about other legendaries. If I'm able to get bloodied right away, I'll use my modules for other rolls, and we'll see, we'll call those bonus rolls. I did jump into my custom world before this. I loaded up my character and tried a few times just to see what to expect. It was on my 3rd try that I actually got bloodied after making more than 100 of these. RNG is very different. I've had people in the community tell me they made a dozen, not to make more than a dozen at a clip, break them down. I did learn just about everything in these alternate realities of the custom world because the custom world does not transfer over to, normal online play. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Will it be a quick way to get bloodied, or will it take more than 100 rolls, let's say. So we're going to make as many as I can. I can make 20 right now because I have 40 Deathclaw hands. After I break them all down, I'll have more than enough to make more than 20 because Super Duper should proc at least a couple times. So every time I'm not getting this and I make another one, you'll see that it goes from the ability to make 20 to maybe 22, 23, etc. So let's see, we're going to make just all of these back to back. You hear Super Duper already proccing in the background. Alright, last few that I can make. Alright, so that's 20 of them. Now that we made 20 and got ejected out of the workbench, we're going to start breaking these down and hope that we get bloodied right away. So we got a mod pretty quickly. Defenders, which would be the 3rd roll, damage taken, or less damage taken while power attacking. Not really looking for that one. I also personally don't really power attack with melee weapons. But that bloodied is what we came here for. It's also possible to get bloodied mods, and then that kind of makes it easier too if you want to add bloodied to certain weapons or even sell them. Nothing bloodied yet. It could be a dozen, it could be it could be over 100. I've been jumping into the custom worlds just to basically test certain things out. Heavy hitters pretty early on. Power attack damage, okay. Wasn't really looking for that one, but I'll take it. I'd rather have the weapon speed for the 2nd roll. Okay, so now that I broke all those down, I got 50 Deathclaw hands back, which means I got actually 5 additional unstoppable monsters when I made the original 20. So I ended up with 25. Those 25 are broken down. Here we can make another 25. Let's see, that was the first batch. And then if I have excess in the end, like I'm gonna make another, let's say 25. If I have excess, I can just sell them. They're not tradable. If you ever come across an unstoppable monster that is tradable, that is a legacy from way back when in survival mode. Story for another day. So I can break these down and get 40, let's say, script back. And I'll be stuck with a few of them for, let's say, a day or two. Alright, here's our next batch. Again, super duper procced a few times. Can we get lucky? Can we get bloodied right away? And basically I came in with the ability to make, I think, around 139 if I needed. So I was given the bloodied box mod, so I could always add that to a weapon. I could always sell that to somebody. Maybe even do a giveaway for it. We're here to learn bloody today though. So I made 25 in the second batch. I wonder how many freebies I got. So that's a Defender's box mod, third roll. So this would be another 25. And we unlocked Bloodied. So out of those 25 that I made, it gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 freebies. That actually procced at a higher, let's say, rate than the first batch did. So I got very lucky. I learned Bloodied, and I also got the power attack. I got a couple box mods. I'm happy that I can spend that. I'm not going to continue to break these down. I only really wanted Bloodied. So we'll go into some bonus rolls, and we'll get into a conversation about some of the other items that you can make. So in terms of the edged melee combos, I was making the unstoppable monster. There are a few other things in the category. I don't recommend making the gutter because it's only a 1-star and it still costs 2 modules. So for the chance of learning only vampires, I'm not really sure if that's kind of the most, the best bang for your buck. And then you also have the Headhunter Scythe that I am interested in breaking down because there's 2 of the rolls that I want: weapon speed and then the reduced weight. The weapon speed on melee I think is very important, and then reduced weight on, let's say, things like Gatling plasmas, other heavy weapons. Not just heavy weapons, the ones that weigh 30 plus pounds in your stash. Being able to reduce that weight, whether it's in your stash or on your character, I think a lot of people lean towards. So I'm not going to make this one right now because I don't necessarily need those, but they're higher on my list. What I am going to do is browse the other categories. Facebreaker is not for me. I'm not trying to learn Furious or Power Attack. I am trying to learn Strength, but there's another one that I could go to learn Strength and get multiple birds with one stone kind of deal. I'm looking for troubleshooters. I don't need Power Attack, but I do need Strength. So I'd like to make a few of these mechanics best friends and then break them down, see if I get lucky. I'm hoping not to basically make, almost 100, but I do have spare modules that I can invest in to learn a few more of these earlier on. Before I do that, I'll go to the other categories. There is launchers. So some of these are daily ops rewards. Others might have been previous seasonal rewards. So if you don't have access to these, again, you might have to either do daily ops until you unlock them, or You might just have to wait until the game brings it back into some rotation. I don't know what that would look like. I feel like daily ops, maybe even stamps, buying stuff from Giuseppe, you never know. Even Minerva. When Minerva comes back, sometimes there's sales. For the Nuka launcher, reduced weight, limb damage, and 2-shot. I'm not personally going to make this right now, but I might consider it later. If I needed these rolls, right? I think I actually have 2-shot, so maybe I wouldn't need to roll this. But if I needed 2-shot, I would probably invest in that because I'm getting limb damage as well. And then the weight, the 2-shot. 3 solid rolls to, get a chance to collect. The machine guns. There's a few here. Medical malpractice has medics, VATS accuracy, and then the less AP cost. Now with medics being able to heal people, I feel like there's different combos that you can utilize, and people are actually utilizing medics a lot more, so that could be something people want to get. And then the less, 25 less AP is always a nice one. Then you have 2 more. The Soul Survivor, you have the Assassins, the 50 damage to humans, the 25% damage while aiming, and then the damage resistance while aiming. That's personally not for me. And then you have the Whistle in the Dark. The Whistle in the Dark with the Nocturnal, the VATS accuracy, and then the Perception. Again, there's different combinations that people might need from these. So if you need, let's say, 2 of the 3 rolls, if you make a few of these for 2 modules each, try to make a couple dozen of them here and there, you might have an easy way to learn them. But we'll go back to the mechanic's best friend. I'm looking to learn troubleshooters now in strength. We'll call these the bonus rolls. I don't need to make level 50s. It doesn't need to cost extra for no reason, so I'm just gonna make a bunch of these. Again, I can make almost like 100. That's hopefully not how many we need to make. We'll make another 20. So I just made 10. I'll make another 10, and then it might give me, let's say, 22, 23 for in total. So a few extra for free. Alright, so that was 20. Let's break them down. And looking for troubleshooters, looking for strength. I already have the power attack now. And then if I learn troubleshooters, I wouldn't mind breaking the rest of them down for strength. But if I wanted, I could technically get that script back to some degree. 40 each. Come on, troubleshooters. So I got a troubleshooters box mod, which I do need. The ability to craft them is useful, but the ability to also pull the mod off and then apply it to, different weapons, armor is very useful. Uranium Fever, we got Rad Rumble at home. Alright, so that was all the mechanics best friends I made. I don't mind making a few more. Test my luck. So it says I have 148 modules. What's that? 74 technically I can make. Let's make, if we make 24, that'll put us at 100 modules. So I'm gonna make another 24. I'll stop when I see 100, and then hopefully that's enough for us to learn troubleshooters. If I don't get it there, I'll save the rest of those modules for future, experimenting, sciencing things out. I also have to craft some modules too for other armor sets. Let's see. We walking away with troubleshooters? Maybe even the +3 strength. Heavy hitters, so I got another box mod. And then I got another troubleshooters back to back. I don't think I've ever gotten, wow, wait, what's going on here? We're getting glitched out here. I think it's glitched. I don't think it's, I'll wait for it to clear. I think it's just repeating the same ones that I got. I don't think it's actually giving me those back to back. That would seem super broken if I got multiple mods back to back. The comment was gonna be, I don't think I've ever gotten 2 back to back, and then it showed me it like 4 times in a row. Maybe it's possible. I'll look in my mod inventory. I know I have a few things in there already, like Sentinel, I think anti-armor, unyielding, intelligence. I'm working on a few armor roles as well. I will be recording a separate video for that, so keep an eye out. Strength as a box mod. Alright, last so many. We unlock strength. That's a win right there. I'll take it. Come on, troubleshooters. I don't think I might get it back to back like that. Last like 5 or so. What if I got it on the last one? Nope. Alright, so I will save those modules instead of just throwing them into the wind. I did learn a few things here today. And then if I go look at my mods, maybe it did give me troubleshooters a few times. I think I only had 1 troubleshooters on me prior to this, and if I check the new tab, no. When you already have something in your inventory, it would have not shown in the new tab. If I got 2 of them, it would not have been here. So I think it like freaked out and it gave me a bunch of troubleshooters back to back. I've never seen that. That will help me with my troubleshooter set. I'm working on a heavy leather troubleshooters, sentinel, less explosion, maybe even some fire resist, maybe a little bit, like maybe 1 part cav. We'll see. I'm working on that set, which will be a conversation for another day. Strength is useful for the melee. I'll take it. The heavy hitters, we're gonna have to see. Heavy hitters, we're gonna have to see. I don't know if I'm gonna use that per se. I did get a couple defenders and then an extra bloodied. I will take it. If I go on over to the Tinkerer's Workbench and look at my current collection of legendary mods, we have bloodied, which I'm very happy with. There's a few other things that I'm working towards. The strength, let me see. Yeah, the +3 strength, keep an eye on that. What I really would like is the +2 strength, because then I could always work on some sort of really heavy hitting melee build. But speaking of heavy hitters, we also got the power attack today. I'm probably not going to use that one. Yeah, so strength, that's a good one as well. So my collection is growing. I've been targeting the specific ones that I've been looking for. Every once in a while I get something like Nocturnal, but they can't all be winners, right? At some point, or not even Nocturnal, I got Hunters. I'm fearing getting Nocturnal. At some point I'll just break everything for the sake of learning everything, but in the initial, let's say weeks, months of legendary crafting and legendary mods, working the way they are, if I can get a few different things out there for the community, try to help people out and explain what's probably the best ways to get some of these, I'll do my best. I'm also learning a lot with the community. I had a lot of people telling me that they were breaking stuff down in this fashion to get them. The Mechanic's Best Friend I think is a pretty solid one to try to break down. Again, I still need troubleshooters, but that'll be modules to spend for another day. But I will say thank you guys for checking this out. I got some other goodies planned. Another video related to legendary crafting with legendary mods and armor. In terms of the mods that I have on my character right now, I'll probably utilize troubleshooters down the road, but I'm focusing on making an unyielding set for leveling, an overeaters set for post, let's say, score being like 100. Until 100, I want to have a leveling set. After I hit score 100, I want to go basically into my Overeaters build, so keep an eye out if that interests you, if you're looking to find out more about different builds and things you can tweak now with all this new legendary mods and crafting update. But again, hope you found this informative. If you're not subbed to the channel, subscribe, keep an eye out for more content like this, perspective and insight from the game, and a lot of other goodies on the page. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.